quick announcement. You guys are not going to get a video for the next 2 weeks. We'll be missing in action, but stay tuned. We will be back. This was requested by one of our special family members. This was Nora Fatehi that was interviewed on this channel called BeerBiceps. I don't know if he is a guy that likes to drink beer and he has big ass biceps.
Okay.
I couldn't tell. Being in the same room as SRK is not normal. Let's see what she means by that. Here we go.
Who has the strongest aura?
Strongest
for me,
aura.
like, I'll answer it from my perspective. Maybe I'll explain my question better. At Baba Siddiqui's iftar party, I saw Shah Rukh Khan briefly, maybe for like 10 seconds. He walked past me. I've never sensed that kind
Aura
of a
ever?
yeah,
Yeah,
powerful
same.
aura around
Yes.
him.
Really?
I felt like his aura, and maybe all this is in my mind, or
No,
maybe
it's not. It's true. Yeah, it's true.
It was at least 20 feet tall and 20 feet wide.
Yes. Yeah,
Really?
I understand what you mean. Yeah. I
Like
understand.
that heavy, and
Yeah.
you see the body
so
language
pretty.
and motions of human
is.
beings around him change when he's walking through a corridor, and he's very aware of it, and he enjoys it, and he walks
Rightly
through.
so, right? Of course, obviously.
This is what he worked towards.
Yeah, that's what he worked towards, and it's also God given.
Yeah,
He didn't buy it from the supermarket, you know. It's God given, and when he became aware of it, and he understood the responsibility he has of it and what it brought to him, he understood how to carry himself with it, and it's beautiful. It's special. It's very, very
You're
rare.
beautiful.
Also, I mean, we have so many stars in the industry.
I know you're
but
listening.
A few of them carry an almost larger than life aura.
Do you think Shah Rukh Khan is probably in the top 5 most famous people in the world?
100%.
Right?
I don't think. I know. It's a fact.
Like while you were growing up in Canada, you knew Shah Rukh
We all,
Khan.
yeah, for sure. Of course, Canada. Forget about Canada. Canada, we can say makes sense
Mark,
because
pause
it's
it for a second.
cosmopolitan.
That's kind of like a tough question. How would you describe the top 5 most famous people in the world? Let's think about it, right? We didn't know Shah Rukh Khan before YouTube. But if you're talking about the most famous people in the world, we know that Tommy C gotta be up there. Because you could go, I think the way you evaluate that is based on, can you go all around the world, anywhere, any place in the world, correct me if I'm wrong, and name the person's name for them to be recognized, right? So if you go to Europe, if you go to Asia, if you go anywhere around the world and you say Tom Cruise, better yet, if you say Snoop Dogg, everybody knows who Snoop Dogg, Kim Kardashian, all these people, they know who they are. Now, can you go all over the world and say Shah Rukh Khan for people to recognize him is my thing. I don't want to take away anything from Shah Rukh Khan because I know he's huge.
We've done videos on Shah Rukh Khan, and we used to think, me and you, we used to think the Hollywood stars were the most famous people in the world.
Right.
We used to think like, oh, anywhere that Tom Cruise goes, they'll recognize him.
Right.
Which is true. They'll know the name Tom Cruise. Now, me and you, we grew up in the US, so we know Hollywood. We don't know much about Bollywood besides what we've reacted on.
Right.
So, is he big? Yes. Is he one of the top famous people in the world? I didn't know that till we watched the videos on him. I think as a whole, I would think that more people would know Tom Cruise because more people, in my opinion, watch Hollywood movies in the world than Bollywood movies. I would think that's the case. Because everywhere I travel, I've traveled quite a bit, and I've never met a non-Indian person that really watches Bollywood movies. So obviously Bollywood movies are extremely popular because there's a lot of people in India and Asia that watches Bollywood. But
Absolutely.
the other day I actually Googled it. I said, who are the most famous people in the world? And he was not in the list.
Right.
It was Lionel Messi. It was Cristiano Ronaldo. Well, I think it was the top 2 were them.
Right.
And I forgot who the other people were, but Shah Rukh Khan was not on the top 10.
Right.
But
no,
that
and
doesn't
there's no
take-
doubt. There's no doubt he's popular. Like, there's no doubt.
There's something else I wanted to touch up on, bro. They're talking about his aura, Eric. I know all of us got an aura, which is the energy field that we all have around us that we cannot see with the naked eye. What's your thought on people's auras? What do you think about that?
I agree with it. I don't think you just walk in and there's an aura. I think you create the aura, and I explain why. This is the smart part of me talking, right? 10%. Aura starts to appear when you create a certain energy within your surrounding.
You've never felt that somebody's presence just changes a room? Like, for example, a room could be calm or boring or whatever, and then somebody, like, for example, you, with your comedy, I could tell you, with your comedy and the way you are, you'll have the ability, I've seen it, where you change a room.
But you just said it with your comedy. So it's not as if I just walked in without saying a word and the aura appears.
Yeah,
Like,
but some people got it, Eric, man. I
Okay.
think some people, yeah.
but hear me out. Like me, I don't want to talk about me, but I will take me as an example. Like, I like to entertain people. I like to make people happy. But if I walk in and I don't say nothing, like, I come in, I don't say anything, like, there's no aura around me. But because everybody knows, when Eric comes, it's party on. Like, everybody knows. So as soon as I walk in, oh, there he is. Like, that's the aura. Like,
Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? But you couldn't just walk in and there's an aura.
So you don't really believe that you have an energy around you that you just walk in and everybody's like, whoa.
Without having to do anything? No.
Yeah.
Without
Okay,
having
okay.
to do anything? No,
Okay.
because without that, I'm just a human being just like everybody else. But yes, at the end of the day, you're still a human being. But when they see you as a superhuman, or they see you as somebody that's inspirational, or somebody that creates some sort of energy, you don't just create it with your body.
But look at what the guy said, though. The guy goes, he passed next to me and I felt it.
Well, because he knows who he is. If he was not a celebrity, it was just the average Joe, it wouldn't matter. They wouldn't even possibly even see him because he would just be a person. But because
see what
he is high level celebrity and he's very impactful to the world, because he is, of course, when he passes by, there's an emotion.
Canada, forget about Canada. Canada, we can say it makes sense because it's a cosmopolitan place. We have a lot of Indians, a lot of South Asians, but all of Africa, all of the countries in Africa would know who Shah Rukh Khan is, be it Morocco because we grew up watching his films, right? Be it a family in Somalia, in Nigeria, in Ghana, in Senegal, in Egypt, in any of these places. These are all countries in Africa, in case nobody knew this, but yeah.
Oh, what are these?
Geography class. All of them would know Shah Rukh Khan for sure, hands down. He is the ambassador of Bollywood. He's the ambassador of India.
Yeah, that's true.
When you were 7 years old, you didn't know you'd be in India, right?
No, of course not. I didn't even know I'd be in India when I was 18. Yeah.
What
Mr. From that
about
bedroom.
Shah Rukh Khan
She's so
and
cute,
Hindi
Eric.
films
Am I right?
attracted you in the first
Absolutely.
place when you were a kid? Specifically Shah Rukh Khan. Because for us, it's his charm.
It's
Like,
his charm.
when-
And also the kind of films he did. They were
The romantic
family
films?
friendly. You could sit at home with your entire family and watch them, which is very important because that becomes a cultural thing, you know? Like, for example, here in India, what are the two things people do? They either go and watch cricket or they go to the cinema, right? So it's like a cultural thing, right? We had watching films at home with family, and we couldn't do Hollywood films, right? Because a lot of them were not appropriate to watch with the family, at least if you come from a brown family, you know, like, you know how it is.
Cover your eyes during
Yeah.
We could relate, even though we're not Indian. We grew up, every time we would watch, obviously we grew up watching Hollywood movies. Every time there would be a sex scene, which was literally in in a lot of movies, my mom would put her hands in front of us. So my mom, we were 3 boys, so I don't know, I think one hand was covering Eric's eye, the other one me, and my mom would use her foot for my third brother on that. There were certain actors, like for example, my mom loves Denzel Washington. Why? Because he's a great actor, his movies are great, but she knew that 9.5 out of 10 times, if we're watching a Denzel movie, there ain't no sex scene in it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Even mom didn't even like the tongue kissing. The whole.
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you saw what she said. She goes, in Africa, anywhere you go in Africa, people know who Shah Rukh Khan is. So it depends where we're talking.
Bottom line, Mark, it's a population thing. It's a numbers thing. So numbers.
And where.
So hear
the
me out.
demographic.
They always say numbers don't lie, right? So you think about it. The US only probably has right now
300 million. It's 333.
Okay, put Asia's population.
4.5 billion.
Mark. I mean, what's the math there, bro? Like, I cannot think right now. It's like,
yeah.
But just think about it, right? Like, so
Yes.
Already there. If he's only popular in Asia, he's just covered the US, right?
Anyways, man, this was interesting to
I love
see.
it. We've watched a lot of clips with her, like in movies, and we know the type of lenses that these people
Isn't it
use.
so nice?
We know that the lenses can transform you, but today you're watching her right now
On the
and just
podcast.
regular, the way she look, bro, she is so beautiful. I mean, guys,
She is pretty. And you know what makes a girl pretty, Eric? It's the whole package. It's not only her face, her voice,
personality, the way she expresses
talks,
herself.
her accent. Bro, it's everything. It's not only somebody's
She's-
face. Bro,
yeah, she's-
man.
yeah.
She's very pretty. Thanks for requesting this.
Beautiful.
This was great. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, share, thumbs up, and we see you next time.
Peace.